Sooner Scoop HD.
Porter tied at halftime. You guys make that run to start the second half and kind of kept the lead from there. Just can you talk about the way you guys opened and maybe the sense of urgency the team played with?
Well, I thought where we grew was we talked about, handling runs, handling and bouncing back. And let's just take this game. We jumped out really well again, like we did the other night against Kansas. And then Kansas State came right back, punched us right back in the mouth and took the lead. And that's what Kansas did. And we were down 13 at half. We fought back and then tied it. That was the thing. And I thought the guys came out in the second half. I thought our second half defense was very good. They're so hard to guard. Noel and then Johnson, they got their length. They're really tricky to guard. There's a reason why they're so good. But I was proud of our guys and how we fought back after we got punched in the face. We've seen us get that snowballed before in some recent games, and we didn't tonight.
Yeah. Porter, you talked yesterday about consistency, and I know you were talking game to game, but tonight to have Jalen, Los, Grant, and Tanner start to finish have the performances they did, how much of an elevating factor is that right there?
Well, just take the older three, Jalen, Tanner, and Grant. Those three, the last time they played really well together, like all three had a good night, was Alabama. That was the last thing. And then throwing Los in there. I thought Grant had his best floor game since he's worn a Sooner uniform. Everything you've looked at Grant it was all about winning. The ball went where it needed to go. He had 6 assists. He had a bunch of other ones that led to fouls. And I can tell they switch covers. He walks up to me, goes, "They're icing Tanner," and so he came up to, or they're icing me. They just switched, and so all of a sudden we called an action. I looked at him and we got Tanner hit a 3. He was just so locked in. He had 8 rebounds. Best overall communication game that he's had. I thought Los did some really good things. He's shooting the ball well. Got a little foul trouble. I thought Bijan made 3 nice offensive plays. Got a steal in that 8 to 4 minute area. But it was good to see us have multiple guys play well in the same night. A novel idea.
Bob.
Porter, to continue on with Grant, what does that do to the rest of the team when they see him getting down and dirty and getting the boards?
The confidence, it just oozed out to everyone else. When he's communicating like that, when he's like that, he was efficient tonight. This was the most efficient night. He had 22 points on 15 shots, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers. He was efficient. And that's what you want. That's where he's striving to get. And that was, it changed everything for us in terms of, and then I think it gives other guys confidence when Grant's that efficient.
Justin?
Porter, you said Tanner needs to stay away from those silly fouls today. 30 minutes, just 1 foul against a Kansas State team that likes to embrace contact. Just what did you see out of him defensively?
I thought he played with an unbelievable passion. He was everywhere. He was on the ground. He was everywhere. We were more aggressive trying to get him. I was disappointed, I think I said it yesterday, of how many touches he got. I wanted him to get more touches, paint touches. He drew some fouls. He got in there. I thought he was, and that's the thing we're going to be looking forward to more, for him getting back. He got 16 points on 7 shots, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 assist. He played a great all-around game. But his passion and belief it's really special, even for him, because there's a little desperation in there, knowing this is at the end, and to not let us get down after some tough 14 days. Let's be honest, tough 14 days, and to beat a top 15 team, those guys they needed that belief with in their work. They needed that reward. Now. That's a lot of things can happen in February, March.
Last time you guys got that ring win, it wasn't that springboard win that I'm sure you hoped it would be. But what has to change, or what are you hoping to see out of your team moving forward?
I'm going to be looking on the glass half full. I'm not going to be doing any negative self-fulfilling prophecy about looking at it. It's all going to be about moving forward, not looking back at what happened in the past. We're going to do a process of what we could have done better tonight, and then it's going to be about what we got to do to beat Texas.
We'll go James, then Ryan.
Porter, I'm curious what you think about your defensive effort, because there was a couple of times, you went through a 2-3 minute stretch, you don't score, but they didn't catch up. So what did you think about your defensive effort tonight?
I thought overall it was good. I mean, they're hard to stop, you know, 'cause so, you know, all of a sudden you think you're doing good and all of a sudden Noel drops it off for a dunk. We had 2 freshmen on a switch in the corner right in front of their bench and out of bounds play that led to a dunk. And we had our breakdowns, but they force you to have some breakdowns. The way Noel and Johnson but overall, I thought it was well. Anytime you can hold a team to 36% in the second half, if I'm reading this right, 43 for the game, and I think they're very good on both ends. So I thought Ortega physically did some really nice things. Joe Bamisile came in and got a nice block, got a nice couple things, gave us some athletic minutes in there. But I was overall, pleased.
We'll go Ryan.
Porter, turnovers a lot better than that. A couple of those were just team turnovers at the end. What was the last 48 hours like just to get ready to settle back down and switch that from Saturday?
Someone in here asked me if we were playing hero ball. And I don't like that term because I don't apply it to here. But it was something we were trying to do too much. We weren't making, from the very first go watch the first 4 or 5 possessions. We did drop-off passes. We made the extra pass. I thought we were making the extra pass. We identified it again with our guys. And I thought they did it. I thought they were moving the ball, they sharing the ball. We got inside out. We got a couple inside out threes, but it was night and day from the other day. The other day we took so many bad 2s going to the rim. Today we played off 2 feet a little bit more, got some inside out passes. So way better with the turnovers.
Go to the first row.
Coach, you guys seem to hard hedge a lot of different actions with Marquise Noel. Can you explain why that's something that you guys wanted to do?
Well, he's so hard to corral. Even when we got up on the ball screen coverage, he sometimes split it. He split 2 or 3 times. It's a two-way street in the split. The guard's not getting to the body and Tanner's not getting to the screen. So I think, but he's hard to corral. I think when you back up and like one time we messed up and we were farther back on it, he just starts snaking. So he's hard to guard because he's low to the ground. He's quick. He can interior pass. He can shoot it. You can't go under. So we had to choose something, and that's what we chose.
And to hold him to 2 of 9 from behind the 3-point line, can you explain what you guys did to be successful there?
Well, I just thought we were trying to pick him up a little farther out. He can make those. I know, but we were just trying to make him tougher. Put a hand in the face, a little farther out, I think that's one of the things you're trying to do with him because he can do so much. I mean, there's a reason why he's averaging 20 and 7 this deep into the best conference in the country. You got to be a really good player to average 20 and 7 in this league, and he is.
We have time for just a couple more questions. Go with Jason, then we'll let Matt first close it out.
Porter, I know you kind of mentioned throughout the week that you guys had this team meeting that kind of cleared the air. Was there a newfound team confidence following that? And what do you feel like? Do you feel like you guys cleaned up what you cleared the air about in that meeting?
For us, it was just talking about what we got to do to be Kansas State and being more consistent and believing. We use the words of our culture like persistence. We use words like resiliency. We talked about that at life lessons. All right, things have not gone our way. You hear stuff, and we talked about that. We talked about that outside, but in the 40 minutes it has gone our way. And we talked about being better when the ebbs and flows of the game doesn't go our way. I thought we were better when the ebbs and flows of the game didn't go our way tonight. And talk about still believing. Anything can happen. And so I know we need more than one win, but you needed one to start a streak. You needed one to move in the right direction. And we needed this tonight.
Back right corner.
Ejiolet and Tomlin combined for 22 points in the first half.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Ejiolet and Tomlin combined for 22 points in the first half. They only had 6 in the second half. What was kind of the biggest key to getting them slowed down?
I think the first half, I think Marquise, he got deep, and then all of a sudden he'd draw it, and then they'd drop it off to him coming for a dunk. I thought they were really getting free. I guess we were so much attention on the other guys. But we talked at halftime, you got to do that with in mind if he's back cutting from the corner or if he's flashing in there. So that was something we were trying to, I don't know how many offensive rebounds they had in the second half, but I think we did a better job. They had 11. I don't know what they had in the first half. But, those guys, they got loose. Maybe we were doing so much attention on the other ones. And I thought we were more collected on the whole group in the second half.
Sooner Scoop HD.